What's going on, everybody? My name is Micah, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you all one of the methods I use to come up with unique designs for my clothing brand. If you're not familiar with who I am, I'm the co-owner of a clothing brand named Sondera. If you'd like to check out my brand, I'll leave links in the description for you. Alright, so this is a 5-step process. I'm going to explain each step one at a time. So the first step is to pick your garment. Pick your garment. Okay, so you always want to start out by picking your garment just so you can have a clear vision of the direction you're heading in. Picking your garment at the start will make the rest of the steps a lot easier. Okay, so for the sake of this video, let's say we're doing a hoodie, because hoodies are trending right now. So you're doing a hoodie, right? So the next step would be to find inspiration. There's a few ways you can find inspiration, but in this method, we're going to be using Pinterest. Okay, so when you get over to Pinterest, you don't just want to be aimlessly scrolling. You want to have a plan. So in this case, we use the 3-1-1 rule. So the 3-1-1 rule is you want to find 3 images that have a design aspect that you like. Should I put design? Okay. Then you want to find 1 image that shows how you want your sweater to fit on your customers. When the product is final, you want to find a picture that shows the ideal fit. Okay. And then lastly, you're going to want to find a picture that shows the type of color scheme you want to go with for your first piece. Okay, the other colors will come to you as you're designing, but you want to have an idea of the first color you're going to make. All right, so just to repeat that, you're going to have three pictures that have a design aspect that you like, 1 picture that has the fit you like, and another picture that has the ideal colorway you want to go with. Okay, so once you're on Pinterest, you're going to use these 3 key phrases to find exactly what you need. So the first one is going to be your niche, so let's say streetwear, plus the garment that you chose in step 1, so streetwear hoodies. You're going to find a bunch of pictures related to your niche and what you're trying to find. So the next one is going to be the season you're creating the piece for, plus your niche, plus outfits. So fall, streetwear, outfits. And again, you're going to get a bunch of high quality images that are going to help you find the ones you need. And then the final one is going to be, you're going to choose an influencer in your niche. Let's say, since we're doing streetwear, let's say Quan. Okay, so you want to search up Quan outfits. And you're going to find a bunch of pictures related to streetwear, related to Quan. Everything you need, you'll find with these 3 searches. Okay, and once you find an image you like, let's say you like this image, for example, you're going to want to click on save, create board, name the board whatever you want. So, hoodie 1, whatever. And you want to make sure you keep it secret just so it doesn't show on your profile. Because this one you want to keep personal. All right. So then once you did that, secret, press create, and then boom. Fill out your 3-1-1 method, get all the images you need, and then once you're done, you're ready for the next step. Okay, so I took about 10-15 minutes. I gathered all the images I needed to fill out my 3-1-1 rule. So now what you do is you'll head over to the profile icon on the top right, and you'll have the folder that you just created here. So this was the one I created. These are the 5 images I chose, and I'm going to tell you why I chose each one. So these 3 here, this one, and this one, were the ones that had the design aspect that I liked. This one had the fit I liked, and this one had the color that I liked. Okay, so I liked how on this one they have the design going down the sleeves. I'm not the biggest fan of it going all the way across the hood, but I definitely like how they have it on the sleeves here. And then for this one, I like the eagle, so I'm going to use that on my design. And on this one, I like how they intertwined the words and the flowers. You see that? You see how sometimes it's above, sometimes it's below? I like that aspect that they use on this design. Okay, and then on this image here, I like this fit. I like the sizing of this hoodie, the crop and everything, the baggy sleeves. And then on this one, I like the acid wash. I like how it's sort of a dark gray, and as well as the white. The white really pops on this type of color. Okay, so I just showed you how you guys can use a 3-1-1 method to find all the inspiration you need. Let's move on to step 3, which is elements. So in graphic design, elements is basically all the things you're going to use to put your design together. So that'll be fonts, graphics, anything like that. And a platform that I use for finding my elements is Kittl. Kittle's a paid platform, so if you want to find a free one, I'm sure there's ones out there, but Kittle's what I use. So when you're gonna head over to Kittl, click on New Project. When you click on New Project, you're gonna be brought to a screen that looks like this. You always want to go at least 300 DPI, just so that your elements come out cleanly. But I'm gonna go 325. Okay, so once you're in Kittl, you're gonna want to head over to the left side here and click on Illustrations. Once you're on Illustrations, you're gonna find a bunch of different illustrations. They have thousands on here. So there's no way you can come on here and not find one that suits your needs. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna head over to the search bar, and whatever inspiration you got from your Pinterest account, so for example, I said the eagle, right? You're gonna wanna come over to Kittl and you're gonna wanna search up eagle. And then boom, you have a bunch of different images of eagles to choose from. Okay, so I'm gonna take some time, I'm gonna gather my elements, and then we'll pick back up once I'm finished. Okay, so I've decided that this is the eagle image I wanna go with. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this export button here, press remove background, and then download. Click allow, and then boom, you're gonna have it saved to your download, so you can access that when you're ready to move on to the next step. But before you move on, you wanna head over to a website called dafont.com, and here is exactly where I go to find a lot of my fonts. You'll have a whole bunch of different genres here, so you're just gonna scroll and just scroll until you find something that you like. And another thing you can do is you can go over here to where it says preview, type in your brand name, hit submit, and you'll see exactly how your brand name will look with the different fonts. Just scroll for a bit, find something that catches your eye. Once it catches your eye, press download, and then you can move on. Okay, so now that you've gathered your designs, you've gathered your fonts, you're gonna wanna move on to step 4, which is design. So for designing, I use Photoshop. If you use Photoshop as well, you're gonna wanna head over to Photoshop, create a new document. So once you're here, you're gonna wanna name it something. So name it Hoodie 1.0, and it's just something random. You're gonna wanna make your artboard 5,000 by 5,000. Select artboards, create. Okay, so once you're in your artboard, you're just gonna click on File, Place, go to Downloads, and you're gonna find the design you just downloaded here. So just double click on it, and you'll have it on your artboard. Okay, so once you have your design, drag the rest of your fonts, and that's when you start designing. If you're not sure how to design, I have more in-depth videos in my community. The community will be the first link in the description. Okay, so I took some time and I put these designs together. And if you look at them, you'll notice that they have all the same aspects that I was inspired by based off my Pinterest pictures. I have the eagle here, just like I had here. This is the sleeve text that I'm gonna use. So just like how I said, I like how they have the design going along the sleeves here. This is what I'm gonna use for the sleeves. And then the intertwine effect on this image. I did the same thing here with the eagle, and as you can see, a bit of it's peeking over the letters, and then most of it's behind. So this is what I told you guys. This is a step-by-step process, and if you follow it, by the end you'll have a nice, unique design that'll do well for your brand. So now that I have all my designs together, you're gonna wanna move on to step 5, which is the final step, mock-up. A mock-up is basically sort of like a mimic of what your final product will look like. It gives you a better example. It's the best way to get an example of your final product. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find a blank image of a sweater that's similar to the one you wanna make, and then you're just gonna put the designs on it how you would when it's finalized. Okay, so I know a lot of people struggle to find good blank images, so I'm gonna show you one of the ways I do it. You're gonna wanna head over to Alibaba, and once you're here, you're gonna wanna search up the type of hoodie that you're looking for. So if you remember, I said I like this one, which is a gray sort of black acid wash hoodie. So you're gonna go back over to Alibaba, search up gray acid wash hoodie. So from here, you're just gonna wanna scroll until you find an image that suits your needs. It might take a bit of time because you wanna find one that has pictures of both the front and the back of the sweater so you can make an accurate mock-up. So I'm gonna take some time, scroll for a bit, find an image that I like, and then we'll pick back up once I found it. Okay, so I found the images. I copy and pasted them into my artboard. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, remove background. It's going to quickly remove the background off both of them. And I'm just going to make them slightly bigger. Okay. So I made them slightly bigger. Just make them the same size, or about the same size. And all you're gonna do now is you're gonna drag all your designs and put them exactly how you want them to be on your final product. So I'm gonna do that and then we'll pick back up once I'm finished. Okay, so now here we have my final product. As you can see, I use a lot of the same inspirations that I found on Pinterest. This is why I told you guys, do this method step by step, and I guarantee you'll come up with unique designs. You won't look like you're copying another brand. It won't take you time to come up with designs. If you just use this method, you'll be able to come up with designs like this consistently. Okay, so if you learned something new in this video, I'd appreciate it if you could just leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in joining a community where you have access to more in-depth lessons like the one we learned today, as well as a network of like-minded entrepreneurs, and also the ability to contact me one-on-one for any questions you may have, click the link in the description. It'll be the first link. Head over to skool.com and you'll be able to join my community. Okay, so that's all for today. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Everybody have an amazing day.